if they were chemical.
Oh,
And he brought it up and
odd.
said that they want, when they got it empty, they would sell it. And I said, well, Sister City may want to buy it from you. We never talked price.
I was wondering if, I was gonna say if we could walk up, say cash in hand and say, we want it. Put the pressure on. I don't know. Like I said.
Well, that's a
it's been a
thought.
while.
Yeah, because we would have the
And
cash.
then too, if they want.
Where are you, Carrie? You're
In the
you're
car.
breaking up. I know you're in the
I'm in the
car, but are you in that
Oh,
dead zone over the pass?
Yes.
You're sounding like you sound more.
So
Call back
Yeah,
when you get out
you
of the
sound like a
camp.
banjo.
I'll call back.
Or just listen. Yeah.
It'll
She already hung up. She's
it's
out.
gonna disconnect her.
Yeah. I think somebody lost a lease of a tower there because it used to be fine and now it's not. So unless anybody else has any ideas on a storage place, we'll just keep working on Gunner. Or his sister, and all of a sudden I can't remember his sister's name right now. Doesn't matter. So on to travel. Did everybody, John, are you on the, maybe I need to add you. I'm not sure if I have a specific email for people that regularly come to the board meetings, not to the all points, when I send out board meeting notices, it goes to probably 50 people, but there's a handful of people that when it really has to do with meat and potatoes, I just send it to them. So you might not have seen this, but I sent an email and copied the voting board and the 2020 families asking Kiyomi to find out if they can't travel this summer, is there another date when the kids could go rather than making them wait till summer 22? And then later that day, Kiyomi wrote back and said just before she received my email, which she will pass on to Naganahara, but she had gotten an email from Naganahara that said that due to vaccinations being delayed and society still upended, Naganahara has decided to cancel the summer exchange. So I'm not surprised based on the research that I've been doing as far as travel restrictions. So that's why I asked if they can't travel till fall, is there another time? Now, not having kids in school, is there another break when kids could go later in the year? Spring break is usually only, when is spring break this year?
It's only a week.
4th.
So if sometimes kids will take off a Friday, 1, 2, 3, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like 11 days of travel instead of 11 days gone between leaving and coming back versus the normal 14. I don't know if that's even a possible time for kids for Japan to accept our kids, if it would be acceptable to our families to send kids then. I just sent it out there to see what the options might be.
And when is the spring break?
Well, our spring break I don't know when
It's usually
Easter
that
is
last March,
next
week
year.
of March.
Well,
Because
it
that might
has
really,
been,
but that's when they switch over their school years.
yeah. So they wouldn't have even selected
And they
their
wouldn't-
next group.
No. Mm-mm.
They would be in school. And yeah, our spring break usually starts the weekend of Palm Sunday and goes through Easter Monday. That's what it has been, unless Easter's at a really weird time and then so it probably isn't going to be a good time. So.
Yeah.
And there isn't really another good time for the Japanese to come to us. Because if they do not come in the summer, they miss out on floating the river, camping, going to Yellowstone. I mean, when they come to us, it's Montana outdoors in the summer. If they can't come in the summer, they wouldn't be able to be exposed to a lot of the fun cultural stuff that they look forward to, right?
Right. Not to mention that they would most likely be missing school coming here too.
They would, and they may not allow that.
Right.
As it is, we've asked them to extend their stay with us. And even though they're on a school break, they're still in school. Their only other long break is they have a winter break. I don't think it's as long as summer, but they have a winter break. So sadly, it's looking like our exchange is pushed back to the summer of 2022. And if that's the case, we may have to just punt and go and see how it goes. I mean, we started doing the 2 years up front, but if kids have to wait that long, we may have to resort back to hoping that alumni kids and families help with fundraisers and select kids and send them the year that they're selected. Like it was before we had 2 years in a row of canceled exchanges, of which one of the reasons we went to the 2 years is because we weren't sending 10 kids, and 6 or 7 families was not enough to man all the fundraisers. We needed more people. So
Rich is back.
Rich is back.
We're trying to stay connected. We
And
keep
Janet's
losing our connection.
peeking in. Yeah. Ours goes away too. Those of you that are more technologically inclined, if they shut off the video, would they stay connected with just the audio?
Yeah, you can turn off you should have the option to be able to turn on the video on and off. And that would lessen, I guess, the amount of data that's being moved. So if you have a slower connection, that would help.
I don't know. It keeps popping in and out.
Yeah, John's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Try it.
Do you have, you're echoing because you have 2 things going with the audio at the same time. Well, now Janet's gone, so it shouldn't echo. Anyway, carrying on. Should I tell the families that, as far as we know, that it's canceled for the summer, or should I wait to hear from Naganohara and see if there's any other options they come up.
How
Right.
often do you hear from Cetera? How often do you hear from her? Am I still muted?
From
No.
Kiyomi?
Kiyomi or what?
No,
was the
I
other
heard
one?
you. Only, it's Kiyomi, Kiyomi and Dave. When they write to Kiyomi, she translates and writes to me. I
Right.
mean, if I ask her questions, she'll send it to Naganahara and reply and translate when she gets a reply. So I have no idea how long it'll take them to reply to the questions that I sent. And I don't know, I mean, even though there's just a handful of us, word gets out. Don could tell one friend, and the next thing you know, everybody at the high school knows that the exchange is canceled again, right? Should we go ahead and tell them or wait till we get a reply from Naganahara?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking everybody.
Oh,
I don't know, it may not be a bad idea to wait until, I guess, give it a time frame. If you don't hear back by X date, then tell everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
week.
I agree. I think we should wait and see if we get a response.
I agree.
I
Okay.
agree.
So adults, it stays, what's discussed
Timely
here.
fashion, so.
Yeah, so
Bev, you're cutting out. You froze. Go ahead and go.
I'll wait till
And
maybe
then
she,
we can tell them that it's.
say
Okay,
again,
I think
Bev.
I think it would be better if we waited until we heard from them so that we had sort of a reason, say, you know, why am not.
I couldn't hear everything you said. If you want to put that in a chat, I'll add it to the minutes, but I understood, wait till we hear from Naganahara. So Faith and Dawn, not Faith, Dawn, don't share it with any of the kids at school that we know Naganahara is canceling the exchange for the summer.
What?
Carrie,
I mean,
Carrie just
if
rejoined us.
another
you
option
guys.
comes.
Oh, man. What I missed, sorry.
That's okay. Carrie, I don't know if you've seen your email, but I emailed Kiyomi today asking her if the summer exchange ends up being canceled and we can't travel till fall, is there another date that our kids could possibly go? And later that day, she replied to me and said that Naganahara has decided to cancel the summer exchange because their vaccinations are majorly delayed and the way she translated it, society is still upended.
Yeah.
And we were discussing sharing with the kids, and the majority says no, wait till we get a reply from my email from Naganahara. So we asked Don not to share it with students, if you would not share it with your kids so that the exchange kids hear about it before we get a reply from Naganahara to see if there's another option. And then we'll tell them everything at the same time.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
When I did run into those kids on the street, Althea said, are we going to start gathering for fundraisers? As I said before, the kids are the ones that run around in a pack without masks, but I think it's the adults that are more cautious. We've already decided there's no time for garage sale or golf tournament. Do we want to consider spring yard cleaning or let it slip away again?
Spring yard
You're-
cleaning.
I would be willing to help out with spring yard cleaning.
I say yes to that.
I think spring
It's like
yard
volunteer
cleaning
pay.
is good.
Okay. I kind of thought it would be okay to do. People know more
Heck yeah.
about what to do and,
What,
yeah. So
isn't it usually last week,
what, John?
April, you start that?
Well, it's whenever the weather's nice. The weather was nice this last weekend, but it was still mud and snow. As soon as the weather cooperates is when we start. We usually have a very small window of when the weather is good enough to rake before it's so good that the grass grows so tall that we can't rake.
Yeah.
And I can reach out to only the families that we have done in the past and tell them that we're willing to go do it again. The only ones we did last year, we didn't do any last year. I did Bobby Williams with the help of a few people from St. Andrews because Bobby is in no condition to do her flower beds. And that's basically what we did is cleaned up her flower beds. Ben had already taken care of most of the yard. So it's a yay to go ahead with spring cleaning. And then Heather's not here, but I may turn over to Heather when she wants kids to help deal with these succulents that she ordered. The picture she took of these little succulents called origami. They are gorgeous. So, but they need to be put into better pots. So, and if the rodeo goes, we will be hired again to do fireworks cleanup. And hopefully if they do rodeo for 3 nights, we'll clean up fireworks for 3 days compared to last year when we cleaned up 3 days worth of fireworks in 1 day. And I was a hurting unit. It was more exercise than I wanted in 1 day. And we will not be doing a burger booth because if the depot goes ahead with their art fair like they're planning on, there will not be any food served. So we'll just wait to see if Laura has something for us to do in exchange for a donation.
But what are people
So-
gonna eat if they come?
They're gonna have to eat other places around town, I guess.
I think that's crazy. I'm like, my goodness. I'm like, they do realize that restaurants and people are still eating and these things still happen. It's not that hard. It's not much different than what we were doing before.
Well, I mean, it was probably the depot board that decided that. I know that the depot is not doing their pie booth. So, I mean, if they had other people that had food that was easily packaged up that they could just hand to people with, I don't know. That's just what Laura shared with me. There was a time when we were the only food, and then she opened it up to what all do they have? The Asian food and us? Is there any other food that they've had there?
Shave Ice, the people with the ice cream bars, but they added a couple extra though this last time. I want to say they're probably going to be pulling up some little taco trucks and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're going to do the.
Well,
They're
we
planning on
won't be doing
the
a burger
farmers
booth.
market.
I haven't heard from, and I get email from Western Sustainability. I haven't heard anything about farmers market. They had farmers market last year. It was shorter and they did, I mean, they didn't have the, I don't think they had the music. I don't know. Anyway, I suspect there's going to be some type of farmers market this summer.
I think my other thing would be is if they don't want it at the depot, I would ask the people that own that little lot right across the street, across from Wells Fargo, it used to be Whiting Motors or whatever, that little parking lot right there. If we could set up there and sling some burgers.
There's a food thing in that building now.
There is? Oh, well, there's that rice.
The Thai.
Yeah, rice is in there.
Yeah.
But that's on the other side of the building, not that front part there. The little parking lot area right in the front, if they would let us use the parking lot. I think it's like a realtor or something on the one side.
It is. Yeah, it's Berkshire Hathaway.
It's Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
It's Berkshire Hathaway.
Carrie, you're talking about setting up in the parking lot there? In their parking lot?
Yeah, that little bitty parking lot area. Yeah.
Who
They
works
let
for
us.
them?
I don't.
I don't know anybody that works for them. Oh, Peg Sunling. Doesn't Peg Sunling work for them? She does. Do you want me to reach out to Peg?
Yeah, I think that's their parking lot.
Well, the second, third, and fourth is Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
If they are open Friday, which is parade day, they would be parking there and it wouldn't be accessible. Same thing with the eye care place. There wouldn't be an accessible parking lot to play in.
I don't think you get Dr. Barney to allow it anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if we took up all the parking for his clients?
There's insurance concerns and other things like that. He's pretty strict on things.
Oh, you're saying he wouldn't go for it?
Right. He would not.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but the real estate office might do it just for those couple of days and park somewhere else. You know, it's
it's not like Keene parking.
Is going to be, there's going to be no parking anyway. And if we talk to them early, they might be amenable to saying, yeah, you can use our lot, and yeah.
Somebody want to reach out
do it.
to them, and I don't know anybody that works there. I've recognized names, but I don't know who works there.
Donna, I have one other thing I want. Oh, sorry. Donna, I read a Facebook post yesterday that said that Park County Health Department may not even allow the parade to happen. They're not allowing outdoor events with more than 250 people or indoor events with more than 50 people.
Right. And the chamber is thinking if they do a parade, it wouldn't go downtown because people would gather by the bars. If they did a parade, they're thinking of a separate route of like going through Sacagawea Park or something. So yeah, the chamber.
That's ridiculous. People wouldn't gather there. I was like,
I'm just saying.
We're watching a parade. It's the same thing. Oh God, I just can't even. The common sense is. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Well, they don't want people hanging out elbows to. You know what?
Why not?
Normally.
You know, they might as well say that and cancel it for the next 3 years then, my God. It's just, ugh.
Well, go to a chamber meeting and find out.
Call my legislator so that the health department doesn't have that much control over dictating what we do.
So does somebody want to reach out to Berkshire Hathaway?
I have Peg's contact information. I'd be happy to
Okay.
reach out to her.
Get in touch with Stacy Rainey.
Stacy Rainey at Berkshire Hathaway?
Yep, that's where she and her husband are.
Okay. Okay, Faith, that's on you. And we'll just see where it goes.
Welcome to talk about what.
So I don't see any.
What?
I don't know who's talking.
Welcome
what?
to Taco Bell.
Say again, Terry.
Wasn't me.
Sorry, I meant to mute. Yeah, sorry, you're on mute. Just a sec.
Terry's at Taco Bell.
Oh.
Was it Carrie talking? Anyway, are we done? Do we have anything else for the good of the group? I will send out an email I will reach out to our yard clients and send out an email to families. I will ask Heather to go forward with figuring out how to wrangle kids to help with the succulents. Faith is reaching out to Berkshire Hathaway, and we're waiting to hear back from Naganahara before we send out information about our potential for the next exchange. Did I hit everything?
I'll see if I can get a hold of Gunner
Okay.
too. And if not, I'll talk to his sister. She works for my uncle.
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. I don't know if you can hear me because I have a little bar that says my internet connection is unstable. But
Yeah, we can hear you.
good. Unless there's anything else, we can adjourn.
Have a good night. Nice to see you
I'm all
guys.
set. Good night, everybody.
Good to see everybody. Good night.
Hi.
Good night.